going on, Jerome's? It never fails. It never fails. We called it this morning, taking the kids out to the Great Minnesota Get-Together State Fair, and at undisclosed State Fair location, of course, the Vikings. He's coming home to the place where he belongs. Vikings trade for Adam Jerome Ezekiel Thielen, the pride of Detroit Lakes, Mankato State University Community College alum. So funny. People are always like, actually, Minnesota State at Mankato is a 4-year. No one cares. But rap sheet, the reunion, nailed it. The Vikings are trading for their own former star wide receiver Adam Thielen, per me and Tom Pelissero, as Thielen heads back to Minnesota after a quick stint in Carolina. Carolina gets a 2026 fifth rounder and a 2027 fourth. Minnesota gets Thielen, a conditional 2026 seventh and a 2027 fifth. Now, people much smarter than I calculated this. It's about a late fourth round pick in terms of draft capital. I'm for it, man. And for the Panthers, it's kind of weird. So first off, Thielen is back, and it's roughly. It's basically the trade that we had put out there earlier in the week, and all this talk about the Panthers 1-3, whatever. And here's the kicker: Kevin Seifert, ESPN. Indeed, the Vikings will pay all of Adam Thielen's remaining compensation for 2025, roughly $7 million. But Gessling then chimed in, after trading for Adam Thielen this morning, the Vikings are working on a restructured contract for the receiver. It's expected he'll take a small reduction from his $7 million salary, which should save the Vikings some cap space. So. We knew it. We knew it. Hey, Dan Morgan, GM of the Panthers, talking tough, trying to puff out his chest. And the Panthers fans like, Thielen's playing here or he's playing nowhere. We're the one who gave him the contract, blah, 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 blah. And we laid out all of the issues, right? The Panthers want to move on. The Panthers have a young, fun wide receiver core. And Thielen, okay, you want a wide receiver 3-4 that's not going to play special teams. You make it around $7 million. Is that what you want? That's the big move. You want a third? Whatever. Well, whatever. So you'll take what you can get, and then you move on because Thielen wasn't going to have any trade value. No one's moving for a 35-year-old receiver. The Vikings specifically had a very specific need, right? It checked all those boxes because you need someone who can contribute immediately. And most trades are for people who will help you down the line, but the Vikings have one that's right now. And guess what? The Vikings weren't going to be interested if and when Jordan Addison gets back in Game 4. So glad you finally came to your senses after talking tough and talking all that noise. Just like, but Panthers fans. All right, so Panthers fans, they see Thielen and his family, like his wife's putting out all the social media stuff. They're so excited to come back to Minnesota. Another way to read that, we're excited to leave Carolina. So Panthers fans are like, okay, you're leaving. Dan Morgan didn't get a lot, and you're taking a pay cut. Come on, man. Also, Panthers fans are sort of talking tough too. It was so weird. I thought. Maybe we're building the second dumbest rivalry in sports history. Vikings and the Jets and Vikings Panthers. I respect your barbecue, man, but we won the war in August. I thought we'd have to wait till winter. Anyways, but Kwesi, I understand that Kwesi's got some slings and arrows coming his way, but the whole thing is that Kwesi, with the trades of Harrison Phillips, as well as trade of Sam Howell, trade of Mekhi Blackman, gathering up those day 3 draft capital selections, as well as $4.2 million in cap from the Harrison Phillips deal, like he basically free-rolled this Thielen deal through the various draft trades as well as the cap hit. So it's Kwesi absolutely getting things done, and also Rob Brzezinski getting things done because... And you look at the Vikings wide receiver depth, right? Meow, there still could be changes to the 53, but Jefferson, Addison suspended, Thielen first 3 games, and then Thielen as the wide receiver 3. Naylor, it sounds like he had a procedure on his wrist. Could be back for week 1. Could add some depth there. Price, the return man. Tim Jones stepping up nicely. You kind of feel better about the world. Now do something about cornerback. We'll see. And I know what people are saying. Oh, well, what can a 35-year-old do in this world? You gave up too much. Shut up. Honestly, if you're like, oh, the 4th-round pick is too much, and at the same time you're like, Kwesi sucks at drafting, so what's the point if we have the pick or not? Choose a lane, man. Yeah. But Thielen, basically, you could say that, hey, it didn't end well with Thielen last time. Basically, the same offseason, Harrison Smith took a pay cut to stay. Thielen was like, nah, not taking a pay cut. And it's sort of understandable because Thielen still thought that he could be a wide receiver one, and he got paid by the Panthers in 2023. And frankly, he did get paid by the Panthers in 2023. He put up a 1,000-yard season, a 100-catch season with a not very good Panthers team. Although, remember, Thielen said that he went there to win a Super Bowl. Still waiting on that. Yeah. But he can still contribute to the Vikings, especially immediately. And also throwing with J.J. McCarthy of the last two off seasons, getting together, building some chemistry, golfing, like that's not nothing. And also Thielen, knowing the broad strokes of the Kevin O'Connell offense, be able to hit the ground running. And also, here's the thing too, like any receiver that came in cold, you could give them a crash course in the offense to learn one position, the X, the Z, the slot, the whatever. But Thielen, with his basic knowledge of the concepts, the scheme, the verbiage, whatnot, he could play all the spots. All right, so that's greatly going to help out the Vikings as they start out the first 3 weeks of the season without Addison. Plus, once he gets back, I mean, Thielen, I think at this point of his career, like he understands what his role is. Like in 2023, he still thought he was a wide receiver one who deserved wide receiver one work. I don't think that's the case this time around. I think that he's perfectly fine with his wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4 role, and I think that role is going to be pretty damn good, right? And it's just the capper on the Adam Thielen movie, played by Jake Gyllenhaal, or maybe Christian Bale. I think Christian Bale would be a decent Thielen. Maybe Bradley Cooper. I don't know. But either way, glad that the Vikings got it done. Glad that Kwesi basically paid for this deal by making moves for Howell, who probably wasn't going to be here, for Blackman, who wasn't going to be here, and for Harrison Phillips, who, I mean, you like some of the other defensive linemen in that room. So basically, Kwesi paid that deal out of nothing, out of moves that the Vikings would have made regardless. So it's absolutely fantastic to see. And, first 3 weeks of the season, got to hit the ground running, man. Got to be revved up, ready to go and get things done, man. But your thoughts are thoughts. He's coming home to the place where he belongs. Thielen is back. Let us know your thoughts. Our thoughts, comment section. You guys are the best, to do. Skull production value.